Hey, it's Jay. My wife and I are trying to make a Scandinavian style backyard. So we've installed an ice bath, and now for the sauna. This is a pretty cool project. I'm actually really excited about it. We're gonna be able to go from the sauna to the ice bath back and forth. It'll make the area just a really nice, unique space. This is a barrel sauna. It's made by Aleko, who is a company that started out in Washington and they've expanded to Jacksonville, Florida. They have their online prices, but about half the price is actually shipping because this box is 1,000 pounds. It's so heavy. But if you're able to come and pick it up yourself, I took the price of this from, I think, around $7,000. It took it down to $3,800. And that includes the tax and everything. Anyway, this is your guide on how to build it. So let's get going.
We moved it on in. Woohoo!
So we got all the wood moved back here, and then it started to downpour. So for the last 3 to 4 hours, there's really been nothing I could do other than try to study up on the directions for this thing, which are extremely limited. So the biggest thing I've seen online is people have complained that the directions are just not great, and what I hope to do is make a better video that will really show you how to put this thing together. I would say it makes IKEA look like it's got the best directions in the world. We're gonna make it through. We're gonna make sure that we get all the right pieces in the right place, and we're gonna start with the base. Let's go. The first piece up, it took me a little while to figure this out on my own. So we're gonna screw this into this piece of wood a little bit. In the middle here, you can use a little wrench to twist it in. Just not sure how far to go in because I don't want to come out the other side. And basically what I'm gonna do is just feed this on here. It's in there a bit. Let me just, so I'm gonna take this piece here. It's curved to the circle of the wood right here. Put it in like that. Then I'm gonna take the washer and put it on. And then I'm taking the nut. We have our base together now. You can see here that there's a little hole there and a hole on this side. Just line it up with the holes. And there we go, that's it. All right, we've got the base in place. This is where it's gonna stand. The door is gonna be right over here. And the one thing that they recommend is that everything's level. We are like really close to level here. It's not gonna be absolutely perfect. If it's really off on yours, you gotta make sure that you shim it so that it actually is closer to level. The thickness of the wood is probably 30 centimeters. So what I think I have to do with these small screws is I have to go in an angle, and what that'll do is hide all my screws. And that took me a little bit, but I was able to screw in this piece pretty secure. And now we're gonna start the process of adding the boards on the side. We've had so many issues with getting these initial screws in. There are no pre-drilled holes, so we are gonna drill our own. This step just repeats over and over again until we get to the end, so let's fast forward. Okay, we have our base screwed in now, and I just put these extra boards on the side. There's really no place to screw them in. yet, but we are to the point where we're gonna put the front and the back on here. We've got the back of the sauna here, and behind here is the front door. And we have 4 of these pieces that are gonna hook in. The reason you can tell the difference between them is on the front, we're gonna have a bench on both sides of these curved. So I set those aside over there. On here, we're only gonna have a bench on the inside. So I'm gonna be putting this one here. All right. Oops. And this one's gonna just fit in like that. Now it fits in nicely. And then they give you these 5mm by 70mm screws. And they actually do have holes drilled for this. So we're gonna attach these pieces in. We got one half, now we gotta flip it over and do the other side. This is where the project gets a little heavy. I'm gonna have to recruit somebody to help me with this because the glass is just too heavy for me to get by myself. That step because there's a lot of effort. This thing is heavy and you've got glass, so we just took our time and got it to work all right. So I think we're good. We're gonna secure it in place now by doing the next panel here. Chris, thank you so much for helping out. I definitely could not have done this without you. So just for your instruction, you definitely need 2 people. There's just no way I could have done this by myself. Now that we've got some boards going on either side, these 2 pieces are screwed in. So we're just gonna continue to build barrel around now. Should be good. Maybe. You can see this thing starting to take shape. Now, as I add boards, guess what I'm seeing all of a sudden? I'm starting to see little drill holes for the screws. So that means that some of these boards are pre-drilled, but it never mentioned that in the directions, so I would have never known. Woo, making progress, Chris. Couldn't have done it without you, buddy. I think we're actually getting to the point now where we can proceed without screwing everything in. I hope it goes real fast now. I went for a run, took a shower, ate some dinner with the family. Let's finish this up. We're working in the dark now. We had too big of a gap. Not enough space to fit another board, and then the connector piece. There's a connector piece because both sides coming up end up being a bull nose. Here, I'll show you. All right. right, you can see we've got the little bullnose piece. Here's the two concave piece, and then the bullnose. The next step, though, is to put steel straps around it. All right, these straps, we're gonna put those on right now. And I think it'll just tighten up all the boards, I'm hoping, at least. And if it does that, then it should close the gap. So we want this part out. That's pretty good. It's pretty solid. The barrel itself is all together, and we have 3 straps, and finish it up hopefully tomorrow. We just had some rain come through, so today I'm just gonna do what I can. We'll see how far we get. These are the door handles, so figured it's a good time to put the door handle on. I just cleaned the glass up a little bit. Actually just replaced this board, so it's now pretty good. And I also moved these straps, the links down. It just started pouring rain, but I moved the straps down so that I just realized that when we put the roof on this thing, the roof is going to come halfway down the barrel. So the ratchet part was right in the way of where the roof's going to be. So just a little tip is that when you're going to be putting on your straps around the barrel, make sure that you keep the ratchet part lower so that you have plenty of room to install your roof. All right, it's time to build out the interior. We have our bench. I believe this is the backrest. And then these are calf panels, I believe. It's not clear in the instructions, but we're gonna try it out and see how it fits in. Wow. All right, these are the calf panels. And you can see that we have a little curve here on the bottom for the barrel. So I'm gonna put it in like this. Now there's a little lip on the door, so I have to kind of get it in at an angle. So you get like this little square fit underneath, and then the bench just comes down right on top of it, like so. In the terrible instructions for this thing, it says that the calf panel should have pegs that fit nicely into the bench. That's not the case. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a screw down through here and sink it into here so that we can get these just a little bit more attached. Then I'm gonna put my bench down. There's a couple of screw holes on each side. Just have to figure out which screw is good to use. We're gonna secure these benches. There's 2 holes on each side, and I'm just using the 4x40 millimeter screws. All right. Bench is in. All right, these are the floor pieces. So they're curved to fit the barrel. All right, we got our floor pieces. All right, I'm using the 4x40 millimeter screws again. And there's a couple pre-drill holes here you can see in the floor. And there's a little bit of a space, and I left that in the back near the heater. right, the inside's looking pretty good now. We have the front floor, which is gonna make it level as you step in. And then we have the side benches right here. So we're gonna install those two now. Just let me know. But we're assembling this bench seat on the outside here. And we gotta get it so it's kind of level. So this back post, we'll actually use 3 of the 4x40s, and we're gonna screw right into the front here. And then we have a couple of dowels we're gonna use to hold this together. So one goes there, one goes there. And then we have our bench seat here. So I found it, I did the other side already, and I found that it was just easier to set the whole thing up and get it all level together and then just screw it in place. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Okay, I've got this sitting nice and flat, so I'm just going to screw this in place, and then that way the bottom piece will get it set up perfectly so it supports it well. I was gonna screw in the other one first, but I'm gonna do this one since it's sitting nicely. Okay, so we've got the top in place. Now what I'm gonna do is bring this up and in. Okay, and I've got my 3 screws. So I'm just gonna go and screw these 3 in. They have a nice little porch that just fits right in like that. Perfect, perfectly level. I'm using the 4x40 millimeter screws again. And there's 2 holes on the floor right here. And there we go, secure floor. We're gonna be putting on a basic cover. Once again, the instructions are not accurate. So first it says use the 3x30 millimeter screw. They didn't give me enough. There aren't any. They gave me a ton of 4x40 millimeter, so I'm gonna use those instead. It also says that there should be an end panel and there should be a center panel that's separate, different than all the others, but it's exactly the same. All of them are exactly the same. They give you 15, so there's gonna be 7 on the front and then 7 on the back. Lined up, perfect with the center hole. And here we go. We're just gonna use these wooden dowels. All these are identical. So there's really not a difference between any of these. I just finished up the 7 pieces on the front, and I believe, we'll see, but I believe this is probably where the roof will come down to. So probably attach the board here, and then the roof will go up and over this way. And I just did the back here. Step 1 on the heater is we're going to just remove the bottom 2 screws here. And I've actually already pulled it out, but I just want to show you how to do it. You can see that you open the panel here. On the back side here, there's 2 little ports that you're gonna be able to put your 220 line in through here. And then you've got just a nice hook up here. This is a kill switch so that if it gets too hot, you could just be like, boom, turn it off immediately. And then this is gonna be in here. This is your temperature probe. And for now, all we wanna do is just pull it out. There's a nice little nook here. And we're just gonna put it in that nice little nook. And then you can put the cover right back on. It looks like there's something down in here. This is the area where you're gonna add the stones later. But there's 2 screws. Doing this from the start. Oops. Okay, this is the shield plate for the temperature probe. When you open it, all of a sudden you have a big opening right here. So now we're just gonna screw it back down. So now we're gonna set the heater. It needs to be at least 7 inches off the ground. We're gonna do 8, just to give it a little extra. And we wanna center it. And then we're also gonna make sure it's level before we put it on the wall. So I've got a couple of people helping me right now.
Like a little bit more.
Up?
Up, yeah. That's good.
Okay.
Okay, now poke.
And let me see, hold on one sec.
Is it level?
Yeah. I think we're level. Okay.
Yeah. Now poke.
And we're ready for the poke.
Very top.
They gave me 2 different types of screws, and they said that if this one's too long and it's gonna go through the wood, which this one would, it would actually just pierce through the other side. They said use the shorter one, which is good, but then there's really 4 holes that we want to fasten this to. There's 2 holes at the bottom as well. So I went through and I just found these extra screws that I have. You know, I always save extra screws, and found 2 that fit, and they're almost identical, at least on the thread, to the ones they gave. So I'm gonna go with these 4 shorter screws. Perfectly level. Tighten the top ones. Alright, that thing is solid. We're building the gate for the heater. These are 35mm screws, and they just fit right in. And then hopefully we can just screw them down. All right, there we go. So this is the guard against the heater. So we're gonna put the guard on here. They said they want you to try to get 2 inches on either side. And I want it at a level where if somebody's knees kind of bump in, I think legs are gonna be the biggest concern. Okay, next step is to get it level. So put the level here. Just want to make sure I don't go too far in, because these screws would definitely go all the way through. Alright, we got 2 in now. There's 2 more to go. Hoping to keep the roof off of this thing, just because we love the look of the wood, but I mean the entire inside got flooded because of the rain. I think we're just gonna have to put the roofing material on to protect it. The electricians have been here working really hard to hook it up. It says you really need to hook this up with a professional. So they're about ready to turn the heater on. So I'm gonna be adding the sauna stones now, because you can't turn the heater on without the sauna stones inserted in the top. It's time to attach the temperature probe. The instructions say they want the wire to come down out the bottom. They want it to run 12 inches away from the heater itself, so it's not influenced by the heater directly. And then they want you to run it up and be about 6 3/4 inches from the ceiling. It goes up through here, and this back up. And that'll hold it nicely in place. Just cut the last piece, that'll go right here, so I'm gonna just screw that in. And then here's the plate that goes on the bottom of the heater. And then everything in here will be finished. The inside is complete. So we've got our thermometer. Oh, you know what? I have to close this up. It goes, but anyway, close that up. So we've got our temperature probe hidden. We've got these nice benches in here. There's plenty of room. We've got our timer, 15-minute timer. We get steamy in here with that. It's pretty awesome. This thing is so awesome so far. I got to use it yesterday. Everything's hooked up now, everything's set to go, except with that rain that we got. I realized I do have to cover up and put a roof on this thing. I'm just sad to be covering this wood, but this wood's not gonna be any good if it's all rotten. It comes with these pieces of wood that are for a drip line, and it tells you to count out 16 boards from the center, but for me, it's only 15, but I think I'm just putting it where the barrel bows out the most, and it's gonna kind of come down and then naturally drip out from the barrel so that it drips out here rather than on the barrel. They've left us with a pattern that we have to follow. We're gonna do 2 A's. This is an A size right here. We're gonna do 2 of these. Okay, let's do that. Getting eaten a lot. All right, 1 row done. And I am getting absolutely eaten alive in here. I think with all the rain and the guys going in and out, working on the electricity, I think that there's just a ton of bugs in here, so we gotta figure this out because it's not good right now. So now, we're gonna go F7, that's the name of this piece right here. So we come all the way down to fully overlap. Finish off with a C. It's only the bottom row that we do in reverse, and then now we're gonna be moving up, all right, in the same pattern. So we're gonna bring the tip part down to the middle of the one below it. All right, we're making great progress here. This side is almost done. I've got my helper down here. It really, really helps to have a second person who can be your support on the ground. But we're just following this pattern. It's really just 2 rows. So we do A, D, and then we do F7, A, this is B, and then we have another one right here, that's C. And it all fits together nicely, and you just keep repeating the pattern. Every time we come, I just line it up with the middle of the one below it, and it creates this like little honeycomb shape, and it looks good. One side down. I'm going for the other side. Let's do this. Finish this up tonight. We got rain coming tomorrow. First row done. Row 2, row 3, row 4, 5th row, 6th row, 7th row, the 8th row, the 9th row, the 10th row, 11th row, last one, and now I just have to screw it down. We're in the final step here, and I probably don't have enough to make it all the way, but we'll see how far we can go. But I've got about half a gallon of the clear Olympic Waterguard. It's a wood sealer. And I just figured all the exposed wood pieces, even though this wood is treated, if you put a sealer on it on the outside, it just gives it a little bit more life. It'll look nice, and you know, just want to make this last as long as possible. So we're gonna seal what we can. So you can put it on with a brush if you want. That's one way to do it. Or you can just, take a rag, kind of soak it, and then just brush it on. Oh, and I just wanted to do a little shout out to Rob, the electrician. He helped me figure this out. So I was trying to figure out what these 2 pieces were for, and I could tell they fit together, but they weren't mentioned one time in the instructions. So if you put this in here and then just attach on the other side, there's a pre-drill hole here. And you can screw it in together so it's all connected on the other side. This ends up being like a handle that goes and it locks the door on the inside here. So I could close this and it just acts as a lock so you can't open. I don't know, maybe that's to protect against the wind, I'm not sure. But anyway, pretty cool to actually know what this little hole is for and these pieces are for. Last night I ran out of this Olympic Waterguard, which seals up all the wood that's exposed on the outside of the sauna. And so I was able to pick up another gallon of it, and I'm almost done. I've got this side to go. I did the back, the other side, and the front. I might do an extra coat on the front just to make sure everything's good, but we're gonna finish this last part up. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And maybe you want to check out another video.